In the last video, I shared with you how to determine the slope of a line by looking at the line on the graph. Well, sometimes we don't have access to the graph and the line on the graph, and so what we're given is two coordinate points, and we are to plug them into the slope formula. Now, previously, the slope formula was rise over run, and written it out like this. Now I'm going to go over what these letters mean, but basically this is the change in y over the change in x. And so let's get into this. Hopefully you'll get the hang of it. We'll do two problems. So first off, we have 2 points. This is point 1 and point 2. And we know that each point has an x value and a y value. So because this is the first point, it's going to be x1 and y1. And this one would be x2 and y2. Okay, so those 1s and 2s refer to which point it is. Okay, now what we're going to do is plug in the values into the formula. So here we have y2. That refers to the second point, and it's going to be the y value. So it's going to be this 3. And now I'm going to subtract the y1. Now the 1 is referring to the first point, and this is y1, which is 5. Now I'm going to locate x2, which refers to the second point, the x value for the second point, which is 6, and x1, which is going to refer to the x value from the first point, which is an 8. Okay, so now I have 3 minus 5 over 6 minus 8. And I could do a little quick check just to make sure. 3, 5, 6, 8. Okay, it looks good. So now I'm going to simplify. What is 3 minus 5? Well, that's really 3 plus negative 5, or negative 2. 6 minus 8, or 6 plus a negative 8, is also a negative 2. And so this can simplify again to as 1 over 1. And if you chose to simplify it to a positive 1, that could work as well. It's going to be helpful, though, when you're graphing lines, to keep it in fraction form. Okay, let's look at another set of points. And again, we're going to use these points here, or this formula here. Sorry about that. Let's look at negative 2, 6, and negative 3, negative 4. Again, I'll go ahead and label these just to keep it straight. This is point 1, so that's x1, y1, and this is point 2, so that's x2, y2. Okay, my formula wants me to plug in y2 minus y1. So y2 is negative 4 minus y1. That's going to be a positive 6. So negative 4 minus 6. Now x2 is also a negative. It's a negative 3. I'm going to subtract. x1 is also a negative, so I'm going to write that inside parentheses. Now I'm going to double check. y2 minus y1 is negative 4 minus 6 over x2 minus x1, or negative 3 minus a negative 2. And that's what I've got written here. So if I simplify, -4 minus 6 is the same thing as -4 plus a -6, so that's a -10. Now I can rewrite this as -3 plus 2. That's going to give me a -1. And again, if I wanted to simplify, I can get rid of the negatives because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So it could be a 10 over 1, or you could write it as a 10. But again, if you're going to graph, keep it in fraction form. That's going to help you out. Now let's go ahead and graph one of these. We'll graph this one. And we can double check by using the method that I first showed you. So if I go -2, 6 for my first coordinate point, so go across -2 to the left and up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my point, -2, 6. Now let's go -3, -4. So we're going to go to the left -3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And this is -3, -4. There isn't a lot of slope on this, however, there is some. And it might be kind of tricky to see if it's increasing or decreasing. But notice that this slope is increasing slightly because this point here is slightly to the left of this. Okay. Now let's go ahead and double check the slope. If I go up from this position, I should get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do. So from here to here is 10. And then from here to here is 1. Now notice I got positive numbers, 10, positive 10. I'm going up across to the right. I'm getting a positive 1. Now I would get negative numbers if I went down 10 and then to the left. And that's how, that's how that's going to work out with these numbers here. Now the reason it's increasing, or the reason I know it's increasing, is because when I came up with, when I simplified those, or divided those negatives out, I got a positive slope. Now if the sign of the slope is a positive number, then I know that I'm going to have an increasing or positive slope. If the slope is a negative amount, then I know that my slope will be decreasing or a negative slope.